Well, thanks again, Ray Otis. The season is underway, and after 2 periods of play, it's time once again for another edition of Kaiton's Corner. We're glad you're with us on the Hurricane Radio Network, and hope you'll participate this season, whether you're a new fan or a veteran fan. With any question you've got about hockey, this will be your forum to do so. And all you have to do is send me your question to Chuck K, Chuck in the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com. It can be anything that has been on your mind that you've been aching to have an answer for. If you're a new fan, it might be about the rules, it may be about the history of the game, and anything else that's on your mind about the NHL in general, the Hurricanes in particular. Just send it along with your full name and where you're emailing from to Chuck K, Chuck in the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com, and we'll answer it for you on a future second intermission. As Carey's Bill Cornwell has a question. With the addition of the new 5-minute penalty for interference to deter injuries to NHL players, why do you think the Rules Committee did not also include the addition of the automatic icing rule? Not having such a rule has caused several injuries to NHL players in the past, and thanks for your consideration on this topic. Thank you, Bill, for your question. And that's a good point. I think it goes back and forth all the time. And just to give you an indication or a little background on how rules are discussed and the procedure to incorporate them into the National Hockey League, there is now a competition committee that is made up of general managers and players and coaches, people in the game, that will sit there and discuss in the offseason any impending ideas. And automatic icing has been brought up quite a bit. And I think it someday will gain the kind of acceptance, I believe, if players continue to disrespect each other by hitting from behind. I don't know, Bill, if you see a lot of it, but sometimes in the heat of the battle, and this is sometimes in the category of unnecessary hits, similar to the Steve Downey hit on Dean McCammon when he was coming around the net in front of him, and when McCammon had his head down, you have a similar situation when you're racing for a puck down the ice on an icing. But it's incumbent upon the goaltender that is facing the iced puck to communicate with his defenseman. If an opposing forward is boring in on the defenseman, obviously, if they're jostling for the puck, it is not in the forward's best interest to just body the defenseman off it. So that is a cheap shot. That has to be dealt with. But by the same token, I don't think the people on the competition committee have felt that it's as dangerous as you're making it out to be, Bill. There have been a couple of instances where players have lost their head and have drilled that defenseman in the flight for the puck in a dirty manner, and that's certainly not condoned. But I don't think you see it a lot in situations where a player will race back. Now, the one thing that you may not have covered that is a concern, and this happens from time to time, is when that defenseman is bearing back for the puck and digging, and he's in a skate chase for the puck to negate the icing with the forward and to touch the puck, he may lose his balance, or he may get just knocked, just hit a little bit, knocked off balance. And I saw that happen in a very distressing manner and an unintentional manner. At least he said that. John Tonelli, who was a New York Islander back in 1980, hit Mark Howe from behind. He basically cross-checked him when they were racing for the puck, and Mark went hurtling uncontrollably into the net. And there used to be a deflector plate on the net. You notice the base of the net now is completely rounded off. There is no middle deflector plate on the base of the goal that can raise up when you hit the net, and he got impaled on that thing and got hit from behind, and that was just a terrible hit. And John Tonelli obviously didn't said he didn't do it on purpose, but when you have a player in a vulnerable position hitting him from behind, they don't know you're coming. It doesn't take much to knock that player off balance when you're going at the speeds you're at, and so I know what you're saying, Bill, but sometimes even the defenseman can lose his balance without being touched and go crashing into the boards when he's going after an iced puck. And I think that the competition committee's got to think about that. But I think, like the red line, it's going to take a long time for it to be taken out of the game because we don't see that many instances where the defenseman is in that vulnerable position that you speak of. You're right. It can happen. And it like anything else, if it happens once or twice, that's once or twice too many. But the powers that be right now and in the legislation, not only does the competition committee have to recommend it to the Board of Governors, but the owners have to really pass the rule changes that we've seen throughout the years, and that is something that is not at the forefront right now of their concerns. So Bill Cornwell, thank you very much for your question once again here in Kaiton's Corner. Excellent question on why no automatic icing as we see in college hockey. So maybe we will down the line. We shall see. We'll do it again Friday. Hurricanes will host the Pittsburgh Penguins, and in the second intermission, we'll do it once again here in Kaiton's Corner. We'll answer your email questions, so don't be shy. Anything and everything that may be on your mind. If you've got a question, if you're a new fan to hockey, send it along to Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Anything that may be puzzling you when you've come to a game, you're thinking about it, or anything about the history or any other aspect of the National Hockey League or hockey in general, just send your question along with your full name, where you're emailing from, to Chuck K, Chuck and the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com, and we'll do our level best to answer your question on a future Kaiton's Corner. I'm Chuck Kaiton.